First year as a father, I know exactly how it feels. My first year was in 2020, then again in 2022, and once more in 2025. Becoming a father happens in a moment, but becoming a dad takes time, with lots of questions along the way. Questions we, as dads, usually keep to ourselves. Until now.
So why do small things set me off so much? In week 3, you might have an angry outburst like I did. And it's not because the moment is a big one, it's the tiny accumulations leading up to it. 3 weeks in, fatherhood is hard, right? You're learning how to change a diaper. You got a laundry load of tasks now that you gotta learn to do. You're navigating your new relationship with your wife. Both of you are changing. And you're doing it on, maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, right? Interrupted every hour. So there comes a moment where something makes you snap, right? And I definitely had that moment in week 3. But it wasn't just that moment, right? It was just all these accumulations leading up to it, me not having time to clean up my house, letting dishes pile up, me getting frustrated at changing a diaper, me struggling to put my baby into their onesie because their legs aren't bending, right? It's all of that, right? It's maybe the constant spit ups that make you change their outfit many times a day. And that's what it was for me. So if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that I had my first son and my first child back in 2020 during the pandemic. And he was supposed to get married that year, one of my good friends, and he obviously couldn't, right? Because we couldn't go out with the world the way it was during the pandemic. And so instead of celebrating his wedding, he in honor of that day he was supposed to get married, we decided to do all a drive-by past his house and just wish him well and just congratulate them, right? Because I still think they got married, at least legally. And so the idea was a bunch of us was just gonna drive by the house and just give him some words of encouragement and try to celebrate the best way we could in absence of an actual reception. And I'll never forget the day. I think it was a Saturday, and my stomach wasn't cooperating very much. Those days where you're always on the toilet and your bowels aren't cooperating. Yeah, those are one of the those that was one of the days. And under normal circumstances that would be a me problem and I would deal with it. But I also had a baby, like I said, that was every time I put him in the car seat, he would just spit up. And so I would change him, and then I'd have to go to the bathroom. And by the time I put him back in, he kept spitting up milk. And I think that during week 3, they're quite gassy, right? And it's gonna get worse, right? They have trouble keeping milk down, and mostly a lot of air is going into their body. So yeah, the importance of burping, and maybe I think we maybe missed a burp, and we just tried to rush and get out of the house because we were already behind, thanks to me and my stomach. But every time we kept putting him in the car seat, he just kept spitting up, and it would just come in waves, right? And just I tried to buckle him in, and I remember this pretty well. I was just so frustrated that I finally put him back in, and the buckle wouldn't go through, and something so small, right? Like just buckling your baby into a car seat, and I was trying to clean the buckle too because some milk had made its way in there and it didn't snap on properly. I think I snapped. I hit the car seat or something. And I think my wife saw that, and I think she just called it, right? She's like, "Hey, I think we got to stay home now. It's just not our day, right?" But I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to be there for my friend, and but I just snapped, right? And I don't think I was in the right mindset to go, to be honest. My stomach wasn't well. I had little to no sleep the previous night, most likely. And yeah, I just was in an angry mindset and I snapped, and it was everything leading up to it, right? Because I was trying to do something nice for my friend, but all these tiny accumulations of control, and I think that's what it was. I'm still grasping with the lack of control. And yeah, that's what it was. I think week 3, what would normally be an easy thing, just going to see my friend and celebrate, and give him well wishes, became a struggle. And that lack of control and struggle, I just snapped. And yeah, like anything, a good nap always fixes things. And remember, I napped on the couch with my wife as well. We were trying to catch up on some sleep once we decided we were going to go. And the baby's napping right beside us. And like an hour went by, and I woke up, and our son was no longer spitting up, and he was just sleeping so angelically, just there. And sun. I remember that day, the afternoon sun was sort of beaming in and was shining on him, and I remember just looking at him and just thinking to myself, this is what it is now. This is what it is now. You got to do better, right? Because this little boy here is he needs you. And your lack of patience and your outbursts and you wanting to control the situation and make things go your way, that previous side of you, that's got to go, right? And don't get me wrong, like I'm still struggling at that aspect of it, but I'm a lot better now. But I think with kids, I've learned you can't control the day, right? You can have every intention, you can plan, but you just got to be patient with them, and you can't control how things go. And it's taken a lot of time for me to accept that. And just this past weekend, we were trying to see the Christmas tree light up in our town, and we thought we went early, and when we got there, it was just so much traffic, no parking, and our third baby now is crying, and so kind of like a parallel, right? Kind of like deja vu, right? Third baby now is crying, and me and my wife, we fought a little bit, but we ended up just calling it, right? Just going home and getting ice cream or getting dessert. And it's funny how, like, from that first story to that weekend story, 5 years have passed, and I've got a totally different approach on control. And that's limited the amount of outbursts I have as a dad. And I'm just becoming a more patient person. I think that's something you gotta experience. Uh, it's hard for me to explain it, but it's okay if you have those outbursts early on, especially in week 3. It's just part of taking, one step back, 2 steps forward, right? Because you'll have that realization like I did, where you have that outburst and then you wake up after a nap, and usually a nap helps things, makes things a lot more clear, and you realize that you just can't have those angry moments anymore. You just have to give your kids grace and patience, and yeah, that's what it comes down to. And I struggle with that every day, that lack of patience, that lack of control. And but this past weekend, it showed the amount of growth I went through, and it didn't happen overnight, so don't expect it to happen overnight. Sometimes you just have to let go, right? Let go and just enjoy the ride and feel all the emotions. Feel that outburst. Make it. Look in the mirror and really look inside of yourself and say, hey, maybe it's time to make a change. Maybe it's time to look at things differently. Maybe it's time to exercise a bit more patience. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll see you in episode 3 of week 3. And I'll see you in the next episode.